Hello class, today I'm going to be lecturing on 2-4, 3-1. Okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit of the homework assignment and I think it's just really helpful. So let's go to page 12 and this is 2-4, okay? So what we're going to do on page 12 is 2-4, you're incorporating the asterisk in your homework assignment. So it says at the very top, the asterisk key in the middle of the keyboard is extremely important for conflict-free writing. Okay, so that's this key right here, the asterisk, okay, the little star key. It says, when writing, you generally press the asterisk key with your right index finger. So make sure we press with the right index finger. To make the asterisk key easier to reach, it is recommended that you use the wide asterisk key that is available for all machines. So there's some thinner asterisk keys and then there's wide asterisk keys. Most of you, if you have the paperless machines, it's the wide asterisk key, okay? So that shouldn't be a problem. You will be using both the initial and the final size of the keyboard for the next exercise. Be sure to use the right index finger to press the asterisk. So you're going to use your right index finger. A hyphen preceding a consonant denotes a final character. So very important, you all. That is everything. So when you have a letter by itself, like S-T-K, that's the initial side, okay, of the machine. Asterisk is to be stroked with your right index finger. P-W is the initial side, H-R initial side, asterisk with the right index, A-O with your left hand with the thumb, asterisk, E-U, asterisk. And then when you have a hyphen, it's preceding a consonant, it means it's the final side of the machine. Very important. I'm going to minimize myself and I want to write on the machine, okay? So here we go. I'm going to write S-T-K, right? Asterisk. And then I'm going to write P-W. Okay, P-W. And then H-R. And then you have asterisk, A-O. Asterisk, EU, okay, asterisk, and then now we have a hyphen preceding the F. So that means it's on the final side. You don't need to look for a hyphen and write it. It's just final F, okay, final R, final P, final B, asterisk, and then final L. That's what that little hyphen denotes, is that it's a final character. Now when you're writing, you're going to see that the hyphen's already put in there. That's just letting us know it's on the right side of the machine. It's the final letter. So make sure that you all realize that concept. I cannot stress how important it is. Okay, the asterisk is stroked by itself and is used for error correction. This is covered in detail in lesson 14. So very important that you all know that. Repeat all 4 exercises in this lesson until you can write them from dictation without hesitating. At this early stage in your training, you must have 100% accuracy. So strive for accuracy, okay? If you all purchased your book through the bookstore, I want you to know that there's some audio cassettes that come with your books and you can practice to those as well, okay? I tend to go a little bit faster with my dictation than what your books have, but you all, any type of dictation, any type of practice is extremely helpful for you all. So I recommend that you all use what came with the book, the discs that came with it, and my dictation and our labs. So anything and everything you can get your hands on, it's all only going to help you. So remember, keyboard exercise 2-4, you incorporate the asterisk with your right index finger. If there's a hyphen in the book, that means it's on the final side of the machine. If there's a letter just by itself, it means it's just initial side. Make sure you all get that concept because I don't want you to have redos on your homework assignment. Okay? Now I'm going on to lesson 3. And so lesson 3 deals with the keyboard familiarization, single characters, writing words. So now you're going to start writing words. So very important that you all realize that the keyboard is represented by single keys and now you're ready to write words, okay? You should be able to write all letters presented in lesson 2 without hesitation. So we got to go back to our basics and just start with S, T, P, H. I will dictate them. You're going to practice it. You completed your homework last night, so now I'm going to dictate to you all, and I'm going to start slow, but then I'll go a little bit faster. remember, you want to master this, okay? Very, very important. And so at the end of my explanation of these homework assignments and your lessons, then I'll dictate to you all, okay? And that's where you get your practice. You don't turn that in. So read everything in your book. It says it would be helpful to take the 4 exercises in lesson 2 as a warm-up before writing the words in lesson 3. So always a good practice to warm up listening to the day before's lecture or lab. It just helps you all out, okay? It's just like you would warm up for a race. An athlete would warm up and practice beforehand. That's how machine shorthand is. You're going to warm up and practice beforehand, okay? The words in the practice lists begin and end with single characters on the right and left sides. Note that the sound of the word is duplicated, not the spelling. The K sound is represented by the K key, so that cat is outlined K-A-T. Okay, very important that you know that. Before beginning word exercise 3-1, practice writing the following words. So remember, you will be pressing all letters in a word at the same time. Read back your notes aloud if possible. I cannot stress how important it is to read back your notes out loud. You're learning a new language, and the more familiar you are with it, the more visually you can see it, the better you're going to get at recognizing those letters, okay? So I cannot stress how important that is. So we're going to write the words. I'm going to minimize myself, and I'm going to write the words just like it is in my book on page 13, at. So I'm going to write at is A-T. Notice I wrote it together, A-T. So you can read it from your notes. A-T is at. Cat is K-A-T. We don't have an initial C on the machine. The K will act as a C. Cat, K-A-T. Okay? Notice I wrote it all in the same stroke, all together. I didn't write K and then A and then T. No, I wrote it together, K-A-T. Very important that you all realize that. And then we've got scat, S-K-A-T, scat. Okay, I wrote it all together, scat. We've got sat, S-A-T, all written together. We've got rat, R-A-T, all written together, okay? We've got hat, H-A-T. You need to position your fingers on the machine. These are initial letters, your vowels are your thumbs, and then the right side is the ending, the word ending. So, of course, I do it a little bit faster because I've been doing this for so many years, but you all just train yourselves. It's going to be slow. Write them all together, A-T, and you don't want any misstrokes. So let's say, for example, the words hat, and I wrote the R in there accidentally. I put, or H-R-A-T, sorry, and I accidentally hit the R instead of just the H. That's wrong. So you have to make sure everything's stroked out correctly. So then I've got up, I've got cup, I've got pup, pep, prep, okay? I've got pet, I'm writing them all at the same time, wet, and set. Very, very important that you all write these all in the same stroke, okay? So you should be able to read everything because it looks just like your notes look in the book is what your notes over here should look like. And then the green letters are over here and it's the same words, okay? Very important that you check your work and that you stroked it correctly. If not, for your homework assignment, you have to start over. Okay? So going back over page 14, read back the top. It is essential that you are able to read back your notes smoothly and proficiently. You will be called upon in class to read them aloud. Later, if you choose to become a practicing reporter, you will be called upon to read back certain sections of a deposition, court proceeding, or meeting. So you all, when I tell you to read something back or during lab that it said you need to read out loud, read out loud. I promise, it just makes your skill that much stronger. It gives you confidence. And if you ever have to read back in court, as is expected of every court reporter, the more confidence you exude, the easier it's going to be to do this task. So I highly recommend when I say either in lecture or in lab, read it back to yourselves. Go back and read it out loud, okay? I cannot stress how important that is. To read back efficiently, select the section of your paper tape that contains the outlines to be read. So remember, we can just scroll back here. I can just scroll back to the area where I want to start with, and I can go, like, for example, to this PF, and then I can read back cup, pup, pep, prep, pet, wet, and set. And I promise, it sounds so elementary, but it's so important to be able to read those back out loud, okay? Train yourself, start properly from the very beginning. I cannot stress how important that is, okay? And so we're not gonna pull the paper back because it's the mouse, and we're going back over to the beginning part of it, okay? So this is actually, if you have paper on in your machine, most of you don't. So now we're going to complete a word exercise, and it's 3-1. It says, you are now ready to write your first list of words. Strike the keys as you would a chord on the piano, then release them quickly. Strive for an even pressure for each finger so that the letters have the same intensity. When you touch a key lightly by accident, it makes a shadow on your notes. These shadows must be eliminated entirely, okay? So you're just going to write the words really quickly. You're going to press lightly. If you press another letter that shouldn't be there, then you have to start over. It's a shadow. You don't want to train yourselves to have shadows because it really will have long-term bad effects on your writing. You want to have clear, perfect notes, okay? So let me show you. I'm going to write the first word is wrap, okay? I'm looking on page 14. Rat, rag, rob, rot, rod, red, rub, rug, rut, hat, hop, hog, hot, hug, hut, war, and wet. Okay, so I just wrote that first column, and so of course I can go a little faster because I've done this for so many years, but eventually you all will be able to write as quickly as I'm writing, okay? But let's remember, you want to start off slow and just make sure you're writing wrap accurately, rat accurately, rag accurately. You want all those words to be perfectly written and not, let's say I'm going to write pat, and I write pet. That's wrong. It's got to be a P-A-T, pat, okay? Very, very important. So you want to make sure that pat is actually pat and not pet. So that's why you have to check your work and make sure that everything is stroked correctly, okay? And it says practice a column at a time before taking the entire list. If you start having difficulty writing the outlines, return to the beginning of the list or practice 10 words at a time. And it's good to practice 10 words at a time because it breaks it up for you, and that way you know that you're coming back to the right place on the keyboard when you're writing on your stenographic machine, and it just makes it better for you. Practice the exercise until you can write the entire word list correctly and without hesitation, okay? So if you have your discs that came with your book, the CDs, that's a great way to practice. Also, you can practice the lab, and then I'll dictate at the end of my explanation of this lesson, okay? Practice reading as well as writing. Cover the English words and see if you can recognize them from the paper note representations. Use this study technique for subsequent exercises. So look, you all, on page 14, the left side of the column is the English, the right is the notes. So it's really good if you cover the left side and just make sure you can read the notes back, okay? It's going to be throughout the book, it's going to be this way. So if you cover the left side, just make sure you can read all the stenographic outlines on the right side, and it just makes for good practice, okay? If you forget where a particular letter is located on the keyboard, refer to your chart on the facing page. Do not look at your fingers. Accuracy in identifying the keys by touch is your goal. So you want to just do this by touch. You can have your keyboard there. I know the first days of starting court reporting, I had to have the keyboard there. And it's just like it's a study aid for you, but you can't depend on it. So that's why I highly stress if you can memorize them beforehand, it's very helpful, okay? Okay, and so going on, I'm going to go to, I just wanted to explain something on the word list. So we have the word pull the cart. Just notice it's P-U-L, and all I'm writing is just P-U-L, one L, because we only pronounce one L. So hopefully that makes sense, okay? We don't say pull-lo-lo, it's just pull. So we can read it just by reading the outline in the steno, it's pull. Per, the same thing. The English spelling has two R's, and we just write P-U-R, and it'll give you the word per, okay? Cuff. Cuff has two F's in the English spelling, but if you just write K-U-F, you can get that that's cuff. So just know that, okay? Even though there's two letters represented in the English spelling, it's only one that we write in steno, okay? And then going on to page 15, the first column there, I just wanted to mention that some words that come out, these are going to be difficult to stroke, okay? Because you're not just writing 3-letter words now you're writing 4 and 5. So you kind of have to think, where do my fingers go? So it makes it a little difficult. So let me see. Spread. I wanted to cover spread with you all because spread is S-P-R-E-D. You all, we only write spread that way because we don't pronounce the A. So make sure that you realize that. There's an A in the English spelling, we don't pronounce it. All we do is we write spread, okay, S-P-R-E-D. So I wanted to point that out. Staff is S-T-A-F-F. In the English spelling, we just write S-T-A-F. One F and that's it. In steno, okay? Remember the left side of the word list is your English word. The right side is the stenography, what your steno notes should look like, okay? And we're writing them all together in the same stroke. So like the word sap, all together I write S-A-P. S-A-P in one stroke, okay? I'm not writing S and then A and then P. No, it's S-A-P. Otherwise, it's going to be wrong. Remember, everything that you turn in for homework assignment gets graded by a lab assistant to ensure that you're doing it correctly. So you want to strive for perfection. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us. I'd rather you do it correctly than incorrectly. Because if you do it incorrectly, you're going to have to redo that assignment on top of that night's homework assignment. So please make sure that you take your time, that you do everything correctly, that you perform extra, if you want, extra exercises, extra word lists. But just make sure you have them all in there, that you did your homework correctly, and then you can perform extras. That will help you a lot, and it gives you more practice. Okay, skull, S-K-U-L. It has two L's in the English writing of it. In steno, we just write S-K-U-L. So very, very important that you all know that, okay? And so you're just going to finish up with spar, okay? And so I just wanted to explain that. Read your books, listen to my lecture, and then complete your homework assignment, and then practice with the lab and lecture, okay? And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back and I'm going to just dictate to you all. So I need you to have your machines out. I need you to be hooked up. You don't turn this in. This is just practice. I can verify in Blackboard whether you practiced or not because it takes roll of what you accessed. So this is just practice, you all. But I want you all to take your machines out. Hopefully you're hooked up with your software because I need you to view your notes over here on the left, on the right side of your screen, and then the English on the left or the stenographic notes, okay? So I'm going to dictate to you all, and it's from your homework assignment. I'm going to go slow, but this is where you get your speed and your practice for passing your tests and for doing well in school, okay? Sometimes I tend to go a little fast. I sure appreciate any feedback you can give me. It really makes a difference. And send me an email. I'm going to cover my syllabus, and you all listen to it, and don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Remember, there are no dumb questions in court reporting. It's very difficult. It's a skill we're learning, but you all, you're on your own. You have to be disciplined. It's all about accessing the homework, the lab, and the lecture, and making sure that you practice on your own, do extra practice, and just whatever it takes to make you feel comfortable doing the homework assignments and practicing, okay? So hopefully you've gotten your machines, you're all hooked up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just dictate to you all. You don't turn this in. This is just practice. And I'm going to say upper bank, lower bank. So remember, upper bank is these keys, lower bank are the bottom row keys, okay? Upper bank, lower bank. Very important that you all realize that. And I'm going to make my screen smaller so that you all can see my screen, okay, my notes. So upper bank, lower bank, upper bank, lower bank, okay? So I'm going to dictate that a little bit, and what you're going to do is you're going to be with your machine at home, hooked up, watching my video, and you're going to listen to what I'm saying, and you're going to just stroke on your machine, okay? Here we go. Get your hands in the home key position. Remember, you're just using your fingers to write, and I will go slow, okay? Here we go. Upper bank, lower bank, upper bank, lower bank, lower bank, upper 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 bank, upper bank, lower bank, upper bank, lower bank, lower bank, upper bank, upper bank, lower bank, upper bank, lower bank, lower bank, upper bank. And remember, you all can return your hands right back to your lap, or you can just leave them there. And that way you'll say, wait for upper bank, lower bank, okay? So again, real quickly, lower bank, upper bank, lower bank, upper bank, lower bank, lower bank, upper bank, lower bank, upper bank, lower bank, upper bank. Okay? And so now we're going on, shake out your fingers a little bit, and this is going to be the initial side of the keyboard. So what you could do is just put your right hand on your lap, and then you're just going to write with your left hand, okay? And this is after completing your homework assignment, so it should be a little more comfortable, right? Listening to myself and then taking it down, okay? It should be a little easier for you all just because you did complete the homework assignment. If it's too fast, that's normal as well. But I'm going to go slow, and then I'm going to speed it up a little bit, slow, and then speed it up, okay? Just because we want to train you all well, we want you to be prepared. This is a 16-week class the first semester, and then the second goes into 10 weeks every day in the summer. So I really, really want you all prepared for that, okay? So here we go. Find a focal point, and this is where we talk about looking at the floor, at the wall, because you're just going to hear me and you're going to write on your machine. Hear me and write, okay? Try not to take any breaks. Try to write as much as you can. That's what's going to make you a good writer. So here we go. You're only going to use your left hand, and you're going to listen to what I dictate, and you're going to write it down. Here we go. S. T. P. H. S. K. W. R. H. P. T. S. R. W. K. S. S. T. S. K. P. W. H. R. H. P. T. S. R. W. K. S. O. A. S. T. P. H. S. K. W. R. A. O. H. P. T. S. S. T. A. S. T. O. K. W. A. K. W. O. P. A. O. T. A. H. R. P. W. T. K. O. S. R. O. R. A. H. A. W. S. T. P. H. A. O S K W R A O P H T S O A R W K S T O K A P O W A H O W S T O A H P K R S O A T H W R. Okay, so I'm just reading from your book all of the homework assignments that you completed. Just shake out your hands. Remember to find a focal point, and even if you don't keep up with what I'm saying, just get right back in with the next letter, okay? Don't stop writing, just get in with the next letter. Very important that you all just keep up as much as you can. Every letter counts. A little faster, initial side. Here we go. S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R, H, P, T, S, R, W, K, S, S, T, S, K, P, W, H, R, H, P, T, S, R, W, K, S, O, A, S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R, A, O, H, P, T, S, S, T, A, S, T, O, K, W, A, K, W, O, P, A, O, T, A, H, R, P, W, T, K, O, S, R, O, R, A, H, A, W, S, T, P, H, A, O, S, K, W, R, A, O, P, H, T, S, O, A, R, W, K, S, T, O, K, A, P, O, W, A, H, O, W, S, T, O, A, H, P, K, R, S, O, A, T, H, W, R. Okay, so hopefully you've memorized the keyboard. You're not having to look. It's okay if you still have to look, but just don't depend on it. Now we're going to the final side of the keyboard, the right hand, and this is going to be a little more difficult, okay? This is the final side. Listen to my lecture as many times as you need to with the practice, and practice it over and over, the lab over and over until you can perfect it, okay? This is a new skill, so of course it's challenging. Just remember, I did it, you all can do it, really. It's just, you've got to do your homework, listen to your labs and lectures, practice, 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 and it'll make perfect. Here we go, final side of the keyboard, right hand with the right side, okay? F, P, L, T, R, B, G, S, T, L, P, F, R, B, G, S, S, G, B, F, R, P, B, L, G, T, S, R, F, B, P, G, L, S, T, L, P, F, E, F, U, R, B, G, S, E, U, F, P, L, T, U, S, G, B, R, E, T, S, E, U, L, E, G, U, P, E, F, R, U, E, F, R, P, B, L, T, U, P, E, F, L, E, G, U, R, S, L, G, T, E, S, U, B, R, E, F, U, R, P, E, B, U, G, E, T, F, G, U, S, R, U, T, G, T, S, L, G, E, P, B, U, F, R, S, E, U, S, E, T, R, E, F, B, L, G, F, R, T, P, E, T, U, S, F, G, T, E, R, U, B, T. And that was a little fast, you all, because I probably only have enough time to go over it once. So make sure that you all keep going over it and over it. The right side is a lot tougher. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this with the final side of 2-3. So these are just letters on the final side, okay? Final letters, you all. T, D, S, Z, D, Z, T, Z, D, S, E, S, E, Z, U, D, U, Z, Z, U, D, S, U, D, T, U, Z, Z, U, S, E, T, S, U, T, Z, F, Z, E, Z, U, D, R, D, R, Z, P, E, T, Z, E, P, D, E, Z, U, T, E, R, F, Z, T, U, D, B, L, S, G, Z, P, D, G. Okay, shake out your hands. And remember, all of those are on the right side of the machine, okay? The right side of the machine, which is the final side, okay? And so I know this is a little harder. I don't know why the right side is harder than the initial side, but it is. So just keep practicing. Listen to my practice as many times as you need to, maybe on the weekends, just to go over it and make sure you can catch up, that you can stay with me with it. I know it's a little fast right now. It does get better, I promise, okay? Just keep practicing, do extra homework assignments, make sure you're writing it accurately, that you're checking your work, listening to me, and then taking it down on your machine, reading aloud. All of that is so important, okay? Let me know if you have any questions, and have a wonderful day, you all. Bye-bye.